Hey, welcome to my studio. Thanks for stopping in. I started working on something today and then I thought, whoa, I'll bet other people would be interested in hearing, what I'm doing and how I'm doing this. And I also want to tell you that I am also on a focus mate session. So that means I'm focusing with someone across the world and in like 19 minutes and 53 seconds, that's going to be up and they might come in and say like, hello. But anyway, going on from there, I might not even been here that long. If you're hearing me, if you're here, you should be able to chat, especially if you're on YouTube or Facebook. And let me know whether you're hearing me okay, because I never know. Sometimes I come on here and it's just like I'm not even, like my microphone's not even on. All right, so let's assume my microphone's on. So here's what I'm working on today. I'm working on a piece of music called Siana's Dream, the Music Box. And it's something I wrote a really long time ago. And it's got a melody that's kind of like this. And that's what just happened. This is what I'm working on, not in terms of playing it better, but in terms of writing it better. So let me try to do it again. So for 25 years, or maybe even more, I've struggled with this, yet I have not done anything to like make it easier. So this is what's hard. This is easy. Well, that's even hard. If I want to make this accessible for more people, this is a sort of advanced technique, even if it seems really simple. Because going back, well, that's not actually that hard, except that it's got a, I'm sliding. That's okay. It's not that hard. But what if I use my left hand so that my right hand was just really focusing on the melody? It's different. Maybe it's different. Okay, it's a little different in that when I do this, it sounds different. But if I then, so I don't know which technique is harder, but I'll tell you what I'm sick of. I'm sick of when I get here, this. Like I can get that my entire life. I get that maybe 40% of the time. So instead of going, what I'm trying to do here, which is really cool because I'm sliding on my thumb, which is fun. I probably could get better at it if I practiced it a lot. But what if I went like that? A gazillion things are happening in my head as a composer and a player. Not a gazillion, maybe like three. One of them is if I write it out, people are going to play it like this. And that's not what it is. It's an embellishment. It's a bunch of grace notes. So it's not supposed to sound like la, 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 la. It's supposed to sound like la, 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 like in a Disney princess from the 50s, la, 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 whatever, that kind of thing. So anyway, now I'm thinking about in publishing it, I want to make it as likely as possible for people to be able to get the effect and the sound as I see it. So instead of going, I want to go, okay, so what do I do? Okay, so I go up from the bottom and then I play this note. The reason I don't know what I do, the reason I'm saying like, let's see what I'm doing is it is something I crafted, but it's something that I've kind of let my fingers do. So I don't always know what they're doing. So now I'm looking at it. So if I do that with my left hand instead of my right hand, doesn't have, oh, wait a minute. It's got to have that in it. Okay, I see what's wrong. So let me slow it down. That sounds pretty much the same. Okay, and it may be, I mean, they're intermediate, not beginner, but this is more likely, it's something I can practice and I don't have to feel like, am I going to get it this time? I can get it to the point that I feel more confident with it, that I feel more grounded with it. So as I go to actually publish this piece, I want to make those changes that have been bugging me for years, but because it was me playing it, I was like, well, suck it up and, figure it out or whatever, whatever those things that you say to yourself. So that's what I'm doing now. So that's what I'm working on today. And that means that basically the piece will have all the same notes, but they will be played by different fingers. And then it's really pretty much up to the player to understand the feeling of what I'm doing, which is creating a dance here. So one of the things that I really love about this piece, this is another hard part. That little tiny scale, not really great at scales when I have to cross over my finger. And so I want to write it in a different way. But it means you have to jump up. But for me, big motions that I can get comfortable with are ultimately lead to faster playing than me trying to do something really. Plus, I'm always thinking in the context of longevity. As I get older, or as any player gets older, or as any player, who knows what's going to happen, with their physicality, we don't always get better. It's great to have different ways that you can play something that still give you a sense of fluency without having to rely on some complexity of technique. For me, different complexities are different. Like jumping up like that is easier than, see how my thumb, that's a thing that any advanced harp player should be able to do, but I can't. And that has not been a problem for me. But I would like to make this piece easier. So anyway, so that's another thing that I'm going to be managing or dealing with. And I'm curious, like I can actually see your chats if you're chatting. And I put a little QR code just to get to my website. So you can, if you don't know what I do, you can get there. And once you get there, you can watch the videos of me, or you can go see what sheet music is available. Or if you're a harpist, you can click on mentorship and you can see what's available, like the group mentorship programs that I have and everything. So that's what that little link up at the top is. It should lead to everything. But what I want to show you today, and I want to see before my buddy's going to come on at like 11 minutes and 37 seconds. I just want to also show you one of the things I love about this piece is that it uses the same vocabulary as Baroque Flamenco. And what I mean by that is in Baroque Flamenco, which is a fairly famous piece of mine that a lot of people play, and it's really dramatic. It's got this, it uses these strumming techniques, and it also uses the Mexican Triple Waltz. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, meaning it uses the, it's like 2 fast 3s and a slow 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3. So those 2 techniques are they're things that I really love. I love strumming. I love that particular rhythm and other rhythms like it that have sort of short beats and then they catch up to themselves at the end. So this piece uses exactly the same. It sounds completely different, but like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Then it has this. It uses that same rhythm, but in a completely different. It's versus 2, 3. So that's a different way of using that rhythm. The other technique that this piece uses, let me see if I can do it. So the piece is about, they both have stories, but this piece is about, it's a very romantic piece, and it's about a girl who falls in love with a boy, and their dance. It's about their dance, actually. Now that I think about it, it's the same story. Tell a lot. A girl falls in love with a boy and they dance. Or a woman falls in love with a hat and they dance. Sorry. That's so funny. Oh, man. Okay. So, I always like it when I'm reading, I love Amy Tan as the writer because she always writes the same story, but it's different every time, so it's this thing that, I don't know. It's just like looking in a house at different windows and just seeing all kinds of different things. But I never realized that I do write that over and over again. And I'm thinking about that because I just saw a wonderful, really, this was so fun. I'd never seen this before. Someone, and I just forgot her name right now, but she did a performance of my song called Dance With Me, which is about a girl meets a boy and they dance in a parking lot, so I guess it's just different where they dance. And it was just so fun to see that. But I even then, I didn't realize till now that I write that story over and over again. So in this piece, instead of it's used in this way. What is it? Okay. I always love exploring techniques in different ways. And one of the things that's really interesting to me about this, and I'll show you another thing in a sec, is that, and if you're watching this and you can hear me and the sound's okay, can you just let me know? Because otherwise I actually don't know. Anyway, so this technique, here's another piece where I use the same technique. Wait a second. So in Baroque Flamenco, I use it without, it's just the strumming. So notice that this left hand, it's not playing anything else. It's just, my left hand is just staying in the same place all the time. Oh, that wasn't supposed to fall down. I'll get that in a second. Anyway, so I just wanted to do this because this is fun. So watch my left hand. Ignore my little pinky, which can't help but stick out. So that's a moment when I'm using that technique without any other techniques. And then this one in Siana, and notice how in this one I'm integrating some actual playing with it as well. And Yoka's saying, harp is sounding excellent and your voice goes in. Oh, you know what happens, Yoka? It's so frustrating. Thank you for reminding me of that. It has to, I don't really know why it happens, but I bet when I turn away from the harp, my voice goes in and out. So anyway, whatever, that's how it is. I haven't figured out how to manage that. Maybe if I put, actually, even if I put my headset on, it happens. So I'm not sure what that's about, but thanks for reminding me. Anyway, I'll try to keep my face this way. So in Siana, Oh, and sometimes it's fun because because the story is about different sizes. Part of the story has this thing about different sizes of haranas. Like there's and then there's a smaller one. And then there's a really, really, really itsy bitsy tiny one. So Siana's dream uses the strumming and the playing in that way. And then there's another piece that I'm working on now called, I think it's called Veracruz or something like that. Anyway, but it uses in a different way. So it sets up this, I usually do with a looper, which I don't have right now, and it'll go like this. So it uses the same sort of harmonic vocabulary as Baroque Flamenco and the same kind of dramatic feel, but I'm exploring how I would set up a bass line and then put the strumming in. And then in Cosita Latina, so they're like, I'm often exploring things over various different songs. For a variety of reasons. Sometimes it's because I'll write a piece that's for pedal harp and it's not playable on the lever harp. So I'll write another piece that allows me to be expressive in the same way for the lever harp. And this is case in point. Before I figured out how to play Baroque Flamenco on the lever harp, I wrote this piece, Cosita Latina, which is then it has a section where I'm again using this technical vocabulary of plucked notes with strummed notes. I guess that's what I would call the vocabulary. And in this case, I'm playing bum 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 bum. That's what's happening underneath, and this is happening over it. So that the dramatic expression is kind of happening in my left hand while my right hand creates this strumming thing. So anyway, what's fun to me is that there's all these different ways to explore this strumming, and Siana. And it is a little faster, but I mean, I also love this in the sense that there's different qualities of the strum, like flat, open. So that's really lovely. And I think there was one other way that I was thinking of when I was as I'm exploring this other tune. It doesn't really have a name, but I call it Veracruz. Anyway, I one of the things I wanted to do was just discover what's all the different. Ouch, I just hit my fingers. But what are all the different things I can do with these techniques? So at first they just start out as techniques, but then it's really fun to be like, okay, well, what does this technique allow me to express, or what does it allow a player to express? And then how do I integrate it into the story and into the song so that it's music and not just a technique? So that's what I'm working on today. I'm looking at it's 47 seconds till I have to go meet my partner in FocusMate. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to jump off now, and I'll try to jump back in sometimes with my studio to let you in on what I'm doing. Come visit me, go to the link, look at the other music that I have available, and let me know if you enjoy this, if it's fun to just step into my studio. And like I said, 23 seconds till FocusMate ends. So I'll say farewell to you now, and thank you. And do let me know, is this fun? What was fun about it? What's your takeaway? That.